Welcome to the Aesthetics Knits podcast. My name is Helen, and this is a place for me to just talk about my knitting and my yarn acquisitions. I am located in southern Ontario, Canada, and we just got a huge dumping of snow, which has been really festive, which is nice. I do love snow during the month of December, but after Christmas, it can go away. I would be absolutely okay with that. So yeah, I have changed the name of this podcast, as you probably know. I just didn't really love the name. I liked it, but thinking more, I feel like it just didn't suit my vibe of the things that I like to make and everything. So I went with Aesthetic Knits because I am an esthetician, so I thought it would be cute. And I think I'm gonna stick with that. We will see. I changed my mind a lot, so we could have another name. But so far I'm really liking this one. So I hope you are well, and I hope you have a nice cup of tea or coffee to drink and your knitting project while I talk about what I'm working on. I have a cup of tea. It's very hot. Still has the diffuser in it right now, but it is Cardamom French Toast by David's Tea. One of my favorite teas. It's so good. I'm more of like the fancier tea kind of person. I'm not so much of an orange pekoe kind of person, but it's in my very favorite mug. I took a pottery camp when I was about 16, and everyone in it was like significantly younger than me, like 10 or 12. So I ended up hanging out with the instructor a lot. And then she made this for me, and I don't even remember her name, which is terrible, but this has been my favorite mug for 10 years. Oh my God, that was 10 years ago. That's truly upsetting. Alrighty, so we will get started with my finished objects. I do have quite a lot. I didn't a couple weeks ago, but I just have been knitting a lot of smaller things, a lot of Christmas gifts. So yeah, first thing that I finished, I also got sock blockers, so they look really good. So I finished the Odin sock. I don't think I cast these on last time I talked. Well, last time I did this was like early October, and it is now December, so life is a bit weird. But yeah, so these are the Odin socks by Dehmer, and I knit them in Paton's Kroy sock yarn in the color Copper Colors, and these warm rusty tones just really speak to me. I think I went into Michael's to get something, and I said, don't buy more yarn, and then I saw this and I was like, I think I'm gonna need it. So yeah, I really do love the Paton Kroy sock yarn. It's also really accessible. Again, it is sold at Michael's, so it's pretty easy to get a hold of, and there's a really nice cable pattern. I have the other sock that I can kind of display the pattern a little bit better, but really nice kind of Nordic cables, and oh, so pretty, and they fit me so well. They've been hanging out on the sock blockers for a little bit, so they actually look nice, which is great, and they're so much easier to show as well. What more can I say about these? I knit them on 2.7mm needles. I can't remember if that's what was called for in the pattern, but I usually end up just going for 2.75mm needles because it's kind of just what I have. I don't have an array of double pointed needles, or I do, but you know, they're missing like half of them, which is annoying. So yeah, these are so cozy. These are a like 80% wool, 20% nylon. So they're intended for socks, so they're a little bit more durable, but they do kind of have a bit of a rustic feel to them. They don't feel like superwash yarns. It doesn't have that sheen to it. And yeah, it is a little bit, it's not that prickly. It's a little bit prickly, but when you wash them, they soften up so much. I'm actually wearing a pair of socks that I knit with the Kroy sock yarn. I'm gonna stick my foot in the video. So yeah, these are, I can't even remember what the color name is. I think I threw out the label, but these are like my favorite socks that I have made because they're just so comfortable and cozy warm. I have a lot of problems with my feet just being ice cold all the time, and so I love just throwing on a pair of wool socks, and it really warms up my feet, which is so wonderful. Oh, I don't think I mentioned what I am wearing today. You can't really tell too well, but I am wearing the outline tee by Jessie Made Designs. The overall bibs in the way. So yeah, V-neck, and this is in the Sugarbush Cabot yarn in the color Grassy Field. So it's a nice t-shirt, and it has this really nice open edge around here and around the hem as well. And it's cropped. I knit it in the smallest size because there was a lot of positive ease in it, and it's supposed to be more of a bigger, relaxed fit, but I kind of wanted mine to fit a little bit tighter, and I'm so happy with how it came out. I made these shorts as well, so I got a little matching set, which is so cute, but I think I talked about this last episode, so I won't go too much into that. Alrighty, and my next sock, this one I'm so happy with. Oh, look at that. So I am near the Toronto area, a couple hours out, and which means I'm near the Knitting Loft, which is a yarn store in Toronto that I discovered, and they sell so much yarn, like an insane amount of yarn. I don't know how they have the space for all of it, but they posted a photo of some of their house yarn. So this is the excuse me. So this is the Knitting Loft Darlings, because they're the mini skeins. So they posted some photos of colors that they recommended for the Fluorite Socks by Andrea Mowry, and these colors just absolutely spoke to me. They're so lovely. I just love those rusty browns, mustards. So I saw their Instagram, they posted that on Instagram, and I was like, don't buy it, and then I did. So let's see if I can remember the color names, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, there are 4 different yarns in this. So I think the toe area is Faded Caramel. This part is Caramel Taffy, I believe. The mustard and brown is Melted Butter. And then the white tone is, the cream tone is Misty Morning. That's what it's called. I also ordered like an antique white as well, but when I was working up the socks, I just thought the white was a little bit too bright, and I just didn't vibe with it. You know, sometimes that happens. So yeah, I did these toe up just so I could use up all the yarn that I had, which worked out really well. It was my first time doing toe up socks. And again, it's great because you can just knit until you're out of yarn, which is wonderful. So I'm obsessed with the Faded Caramel color and then the Misty Morning color. I want to buy full skeins of it, but it's a little bit on the pricey side, which is annoying. But what else was I gonna say about this? Oh yeah, this is not really, I didn't really use a pattern for this. Again, I knit these on 2.75mm needles, and I just followed a YouTube tutorial on how to do toe up socks. I can't even remember what the channel was. Sorry, I'll look that up. And then I tried to blend the colors together by knitting a row of one of the colors and then a row of another color and then switching off until I ran out of that yarn, and then just repeated that for all of it. And I really like these. I think they're super nice. I haven't worn them yet because they've been chilling on the sock block and I still haven't blocked them. They've just been hanging out on here. But I'm very, very excited. It's also another example of 80% merino, 20% nylon. So it is great for socks, which is why I got it. I think that's all I have to say about these ones. I just love how the colors look. It's not a seamless blend, but I think I did a pretty okay job. Just, I can't even, I don't think it really shows up the Misty morning color as well as it should. I think, oh, the other side's a little bit better, but it's like a cream color, and then it has flecks of yellows and oranges and a little bit of brown, and it just speaks to me. So yeah, those are my toe up socks. And then I have 2 hats that I knit in the same pattern. I've knit this pattern before. This is the Brim Hat by Andrea Mowry. My cat is trying to break into my craft cupboard. But yeah, I have been doing a little bit of Christmas knitting, as we will see later. And I knit one of these for my brother for Christmas. I think I showed it before, but I wanted to knit one for myself. I'm terrible. I keep doing selfish knitting. I know I need to be knitting for Christmas. I'm also not putting too much pressure on myself to knit too many things this year, because I've done that in the past and it's just very stressful. So I got my hands on some Brooklyn tweed from my local yarn shop, which is Needles in the Hay. I love them so much. They take a lot of my money. But yeah, so I wanted to try my hand with some of the Brooklyn tweed shelter yarn. I had never tried Brooklyn tweed yarn before. So, and I've been looking at it on the internet for so long. So I broke down and I bought 2 skeins just to knit a hat to see if I liked it. So I knit again the Brim Hat, and this is in the color Artifact, and oh, look at it. It's so pretty. Again, the colors I've been gravitating towards have been the rusty browns and the neutrals and then the forest greens. So again, this is a forest green, and then it has kind of flecks of lighter green in it, and it's so nice. It looks a little bit, it's a little bit more on the rustic side because it is with a worsted weight, so I find, and it is a pretty woolly wool. It's like a tangy, 100% tangy wool, I believe it is. But yeah, I finished this and then immediately put it on my head, and I've been wearing it a ton. Again, haven't blocked it yet. I'm gonna have a bit of a blocking party later today where I block all my things. But yeah, it's wonderful, and it doesn't feel too itchy on my forehead, which is really nice. I've never really knit a hat with like something that's 100% wool, so I was quite happy with that. I think I messed up the decreases a little bit. Oh, it was my first time doing tubular cast on, and I was so focused on doing that I cast on the wrong amount of stitches. So I think there were like 2 less stitches. And then when I got to the decreases, I was like, oh no, what have you done? So I kind of just picked up 2 stitches real quick and then decreased them right away. So you can't, I don't think you can really tell. I guess if you're looking for it, you could probably tell, but if you're that close to my head, back up. And then again, I knit another one. So I am going to Montreal for Christmas to spend time with my brother and his partner. his partner didn't know if he was going to be there because he's from the States and he didn't know if he wanted to go see his family. But with the new variant, it's kind of a little bit, he's a little bit spooked. So I hadn't thought about making him a gift because I didn't think he was going to be there. But Ryan announced that. I was like, oh, okay. So I got my hands on some more Brooklyn Tweed shelter. This time in Old World because my brother says that his partner likes blues and greens. I wanted this green for myself because it was just so nice. So this color is Old World, and again it's that same Brume pattern. I just really love the shape of this hat. I'm a big fan of kind of the like condom, you know, look where it's a little bit excess on top. I know that's not everybody's jam. Inga from Knitting Traditions was the one who made me realize it does kind of look like a condom. But anywho, this one was so much faster and so much easier and I didn't mess it up. I didn't end up doing the tubular cast on for this because, I don't know, my tubular cast on's just not the greatest. And when you're giving stuff away to other people, you kind of want it to be a little bit more perfect than what you would allow for yourself. So yes, I am excited to block these because I hear the yarn softens up because it is definitely a rustic wool. But this color is so nice. It's like dark blue, navy with flecks of lighter blue and red in it. And when I finished it, I was like, do I want to keep this one too? No, you can't do that. That's not okay. I already sent the photo to my brother anyway, so he knows what he's getting. So yeah, so I think that is all of my finished objects. Not a ton. I've got a lot of whips on the go. It's a little crazy. Some bigger projects on smaller needles with fingering yarn, so it's been taking me quite a while. So yeah, we will head on into the whip section. So there's so much chaos behind the camera. It's getting a little bit crazy. But what do we go with first? Oh yes, have the, pull this out here, the Sunday Tea by PetiteKnit. I think I talked about this already, but I've made a lot of progress. I am just stuck on Body Island. They talk about Sleeve Island, but Body Island has just been, oof. So I am knitting this in Knitting for Olive's cotton merino in the color Rust. Again, another rusty orangey brown, typical. But I have really enjoyed knitting this. I really loved all the increases. It actually kind of looks like a t-shirt now when I stretch it out a little bit. So I will, yeah, have to do the body and then the sleeves. And it has more of like a traditional hem when it comes to like sewing and stuff. So I'm quite interested in how that's gonna go. I'm thinking maybe I'll change the hem a little bit just to make it so I don't have to stitch, because I don't enjoy that as much. But yeah, it's looking so nice. I can't wait to wear it. This one I've been working kind of slowly on again because it is on like 3mm needles with a fingering weight yarn, and it is cotton and merino, so it is going to be more of a summer top. I could probably wear it all year round, but it's definitely cold here, so it hasn't exactly been my priority. Again, I am on Body Island, so I just have to knit around and around and around and around and around until I reach the length that I want. And I do think I want it not a little bit longer, but not as cropped as I normally would do things. I kind of want to be able to tuck this into pants. So it's going to be a little bit. I took this to the movies. I went to the movies by myself because I really wanted to see Dune. And I brought this and I just knit. And I think I made a lot of progress, which was great. So this is a really great movie theater knit. If you're weird and knit at the movies like I do. All right, next one. Oh, this is kind of a nightmare to show, but I am knitting a sweater for my mother. I think I showed this in a previous podcast, but it is the Fair Isle sweater by Bruce Weinstein from his Boyfriend Sweaters book. Oh, it's currently holding up my tripod for my phone. I had started it, yeah, I started and showed it in the last video, but I just was really digging my heels in. It was three color colorway, and you had to hold 3 throughout, and I don't love doing colorways or like stranded color work. That's the word I'm looking for. Blech. So I ripped it all out, and I decided, like the insane person that I am, that I'm just going to use duplicate stitch to do the Fair Isle design instead. I was talking to a client of mine at work who knits, and she was like, that's gonna be just as hard. I was like, I don't know why, my brain can rationalize that a lot better than doing the 3-stranded color work. So I think I have almost all the pieces done. I am working on the last sleeve, and then I'll have to pick up for the button band, do that, sew it all together. It is knit in pieces, so it's kind of not the greatest thing to show. I think this is one of the sleeves. Yeah, one of the sleeves. It is a raglan design, but it is knit in pieces. And after working on the cardigan number 6, where you had to crochet the button band on, I really, really liked that. So I'm going to crochet all the pieces together, and I think that's just gonna make me happier. Excuse me. Because again, I don't really like the sewing together with the mattress stitch, and it just doesn't look as clean, personally. I don't know, I'm a psycho about that kind of stuff. It is knit in Wool and the Gang Super Trouper yarn in Midnight Blue, and then the light blue is Duck Egg, and the light gray is Moondust Gray. So this is the sleeve that I'm currently working on. Pretty boring, you know, I haven't gotten to the stripes yet. And the collar work is like pretty traditional, like kind of diamond shape. So it'll be good when I can be finished all the pieces and then can start doing the duplicate stitch. My parents are in Florida. They are snowbirds. They have a place down in Florida, and this is the first year that they're not coming back for Christmas because my dad just didn't want to this year. Every time he comes back, he's just so grumpy about the cold. And I'm like, you've had 60+ Canadian winters. And he's like, yeah, and I thought I'd never have any more. So I have some time to finish this because I won't be seeing my parents probably until February. Things are kind of weird with, again, the new variant and travel across the border, so we're kind of playing it by ear. So yeah, I will have lots of time to work on this, so I'm trying not to stress myself out about it. But it is flying through so much faster than it was when I was doing stranded color work. My God. All right, so what's next? I have so many whips, it's really stupid. Oh yes, this one. So I have been knitting on my half and half wrap, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the last episode. And I actually completely ripped the whole thing out because, again, I'm a crazy person, and re-knit it so that I could put the I-cord edging on it, and I'm so much happier with it. I'm really glad I did that. A lot of knitting to rip out, but I didn't really care that much. But I was waiting on the second color for the other half, and it came in, and I'm so excited. So the yarns are Red Door Fibre Studio, their fingering base, So this color here is so fun. This was my first variegated, or my first hand indie dyed yarn that I'd ever bought. And this is called Horse Girl. It has mauvey colors with flecks of brown and green, and then I added the I-cord edge to it. Oh, doesn't it look so juicy? Juicy is a weird word to describe it, but it's just juicy. So yes, and then I got the other color in. So this color is Fine is Great, and it's kind of a browny mauve color, and I think the two colors together look really, really nice. So again, I finished the first half where you, I didn't mention the pattern. The pattern is half and half triangle wrap by Purl Soho. It's a free pattern. So the first half I changed it so that I could do the German short rows because they're just so much easier, and I think they look a lot cleaner than the wrap and turns, and they're less finicky. So I finished up the first half where you do all of the German short rows, and then you resolve them all at the end, whereas this one you resolve them as you go. And it's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. It is a 100% superwash merino in the fingering base, but I just love how the I-cord looks. I think it looks so nice. And yeah, this has been just so meditative to knit on, because it's just all knit stitches, and then it adds a little bit of interest with your German short rows and then your I-cord edge, but again, it's super simple. So making my way across this one, and this one is in the size big because there's big and bigger. I didn't think I had enough yarn for the bigger one. I may have, but I didn't really want to risk it. I do have a little bit of the Horse Girl color left over, which means I will have more of the Fine is Great color left over as well. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make a pair of socks that can kind of match my wrap, which I think will be cute. I've just been on a sock knitting kick lately. As you know, I finished 2 pairs of socks. I think that's all I have to say about that. Okay, where am I gonna put all this stuff? There's so many things. Alrighty, next. Oh, this is in a bag, so I gotta pull it out, and it might be a bit. So this is my cardigan number 6 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it's looking so good. I think this is probably the project that I'm closest to finishing. Well, the sweater project that I'm closest to finishing. And it's looking so nice. I have one sleeve finished, and then I have to do the other one. I started doing the other one, and then I realized I was knitting on the wrong needles and that I had to rip it out, which was kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. And it was like a significantly smaller needle too, because the button band and the ribbing is knit on a much smaller needle than the body is. So this yarn is Drops Kid Silk in the color light beige, and it does pull very cool. I feel like it looks a little bit warmer on here. Oh no, it's still pretty cool tone. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be a little bit warmer tone, but I still really like the color, so it's okay. That's what happens when you buy yarn online. And it is 3 strands of the Kid Silk mohair held together. So it's so fluffy. You can see the halo. Oh, it's gonna be so fun to wear. It's gonna be great for, well, it's gonna be a great layering piece, but I think it's gonna be nice for the summer on those cooler days, because it does have a lot of holes in it, but it does have the mohair component to it. It's all made of mohair. I don't know why I say component. Yeah, I really like the construction of this sweater. I am coming to realize that I don't love knitting sweaters in pieces. It's just kind of annoying for you to not know how it's gonna fit until you've sewn it together. So I really enjoy the construction of this And the lace pattern is like super, super simple. So it's been very meditative. That's my word of the day, apparently. But I think I kind of knitted the pattern in like twisted rib style, because I just really love how the single row ribbing looks with twisted rib. It just looks so neat. Look at that. That looks professional. So I'm very happy with that. I haven't been knitting on it too much lately because I kind of turned towards doing more Christmas stuff. But again, I keep slipping back into selfish knitting. And then I think I have one more. Yeah, I have all my stuff written down here. Yeah. Okay, and then I cast these on pretty recently. Another pair of socks, because again, I've just been absolutely obsessed with knitting socks lately. Got my sock mojo on. Oh, this bag is horrible. Okay, there we go. So these socks are the Shell Cottage socks by Helen Stewart, and it is knit with Ken Yarn's Cyrus fingering base in the color The Magician, and oh, look at it, it's so beautiful. I said I wasn't gonna buy any more indie dyed yarn for a bit because it is kind of expensive, but then he put out his new collection and I kind of justified it because I only bought like 2 skeins and said I was gonna knit socks with them. So it's a lot cheaper than buying like sweater quantities. But yeah, I kind of caked this up. It looks kind of like shit, but I just love all the flecks of the rainbow flecks in it. It's so beautiful. This yarn is what I wanted the We Are Knitters Pima Cotton and Sprinkle to be like, because that one, it has some like gray in it, which I find kind of muddles things a little bit. This one is just so vivid and pretty. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this, because I haven't been knitting on bright colored things, but I feel like with socks you can kind of get away with a little bit of a wilder yarn. We getting wild. I am knitting these on 2.75 again. I'm pretty sure the pattern calls for like 2.25 or 2.5. I can't really remember, but I've tried them on and they fit fine, so it works. But it has this lovely kind of shell looking stitch, and I think it really showcases the yarn really well. I didn't want to do like too busy of a pattern. Well, I guess this is a busy pattern, but I didn't want to knit just a plain sock, because I would like to add a little bit of interest in my socks, because I just don't seem to finish plain socks. But yeah, I don't think the pattern distracts from the colors. But yeah, I turned the heel. This is a cuff down heel turn gusset sock, and I'm very happy with it. This is the first one, and I'll be very excited to have the second one. It's really stretchy, which is quite nice. This is 20% nylon, 80% superwash merino as well, I believe. So it's really great for socks. I've never tried knitting non-superwash socks before. I've just heard, you know, they wear out a little bit faster because the nylon just adds a little bit of strength. But I'm not totally opposed to it. Maybe someday I'll start doing that. These definitely are a little bit more like slippery. I find the superwash and nylon socks a little bit slippier when you're walking, because it's got that little bit, that sheen. But I just think these are really nice. Well, I think all the projects I'm working on are really nice. But yeah, I think that's all my whips. What am I missing? Feels like less than. I guess I did cast off a lot of things, so that makes sense. And then last, but certainly not least, we have yarn acquisitions. If you're not into yarn acquisitions, I totally get it. I might put a timestamp for when I do a little bit of knitty chat after that. Or you can sign out, it's totally up to you. I know acquisitions can kind of be stressful because then you're like, oh, I love that yarn, I'm gonna add that to the list, and you end up buying so much more yarn. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little sip of my tea because I haven't done that yet. That's very good. I'm out of milk. I need to go to the grocery store after and add a little bit of milk to the list. Actually, I need a lot of groceries, but that's for later me to figure out. All right, yarn acquisitions. I have a lot. It's kind of stupid, but it also has been like 3 months, so it's not outrageous. So I did my first purchase on KnitPicks, which I was really excited about. So I had been looking for a yarn to do the Esther sweater by Camilla Vod. It's so pretty, and I want to go more into color work, but not like 3-strand held together color work, more of the like just 2 at a time. And I found this pattern and it looked perfect for that. So I am going to be using the KnitPicks palette yarn. Can I hold all the colors together? So this is the color palette I'm going for. Oh, some of them are upside down, but that's okay. So the main color is going to be almond. All the yarn is 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and it feels a little bit rustic, but I don't think it's scratchy. It's kind of similar to the feel of the Paton Kroy sock yarn, so I don't mind. So this is the almond color, which is going to be the main body, and then my accent colors are bark, which I love this brown color. Oh, so nice. This one is Verdant Heather. So really nice green. It has different flecks of browns and reds, and I think a little bit of blue. Is so pretty. I'm just loving the heathered colors these days. And then this one is Wheat Heather. This one's kind of in sad shape because my cat got a hold of it and decided to maul it. I think she really likes the sheepier smelling yarn because yeah, this stuff definitely smells sheepier than most of the yarn that I have. So she really liked it, and I had to put it away in the craft cupboard so she didn't attack it more. I thought the almond color was gonna be lighter. So these 2 colors are pretty, I should probably show the actual color. Well, they look pretty different on camera, but in real life, they don't have the contrast that I was really wanting. But I think it'll be fine because there's not a ton of this color in the sweater. So I don't think it's gonna, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a new color. And I was like, no, there's no point in doing that. So yeah, I'm excited to knit that. Anything else to say about that? No, that's it. And then I also got some of the Wool of the Andes yarn as well. I kind of threw this into my basket, into my cart last minute because, again, watching Inga from Knitting Traditions podcast, she was knitting a bunch of felted slippers, and I was like, I might want some of those for myself. So I got a few skeins of 2 different colors. So this one, Rusty Brown. Again, this is Amber Heather, and it has those flecks that are so pretty. It's kind of similar to the Oden no, the Copper Colors by Kroy sock yarn in the Odin sock that I knit. And oh, it's so squishy. It is definitely a little bit more on the rustic side because it is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. But I think that'll be so nice. And then again, I got 2 colors because why not? Another green. This is Shire Heather, another forest green, and then this one has some flecks of blue in it. I don't know if you can really see that, but yeah. So I don't know why I got 2 different colors because I only had 2 feet, and I'm not gonna make one of the other. But I do need to knit some mittens for myself because I realized that I've lost like all of my mittens. So I've been having some cold hands lately. So I need to decide which of these colors I want to turn into some mitts and which I want to turn into slippers. And that's so much harder than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. I think that's all my KnitPicks yarn that I got. And then, oh yes, so I was talking about the Red Door, ooh, we're losing a ball. The Red Door Fibre Studio yarns that I had ordered. So again, I was waiting on that finest gray color. I have a ball of it balled up, and then I also have another one that's still hanged up. Again, it's that lovely kind of browny, taupey, mauve color, and I think it's so nice. It's one of the tonals from the ACOTAR collection. I haven't read the books yet, but after the collection I might have to. And then I said I was only gonna get these to finish off my half and half wrap, but I got more. So I saw this color and it just was so pretty. Oh, look at that. So this is Play the Fox, and it is such a lovely kind of peachy, rusty orange color, and then it has flecks of brown and green in it, and it's so lovely. I usually don't buy yarn without a plan of what I'm gonna use it for, but I did that. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to make it into. Again, 3 skeins. Could probably get me like a t-shirt or something, but I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. If you're watching and you have any suggestions, leave them below. I love to be told what to do. And then, as I was talking about, I ordered some stuff from the Ken Yarn update. So I got that Cyrus fingering sock base in the Magician, and then I also got this one in the Hierophant. This is just not gonna, oh there we go. So this, it's like a gray with flecks of brown and mustard, and again I'm gonna use this to make some socks. I was thinking of doing the Curio sock by Andrea Mowry, but I am gonna have to find another color to do with this, or maybe I'll just find another pattern too. You never know. I feel like with socks I will just buy yarn and not have a pattern in mind because they're all going to be socks anyway, so, and you know it's going to be about like 100 grams usually. So yeah, that stuff is fun. And then last yarn acquisition is I got some stuff from We Are Knitters. They take a lot of my money, that is for sure. So I have plans to knit, oh no, I don't know what the number is. It is a My Favorite Things knitwear sweater. It is, I think it's fisherman's rib, and then it's white with navy stripes. I'll just put down below what the name of it is. But I was looking for some yarn for that, and I was thinking about doing the Knitting for Olive yarn, but it's kind of more on the pricey side. So We Are Knitters was having a sale, and I said, here we go. So instead of doing the navy for the stripes, I'm doing black, but I got the Finita yarn in natural, just a basic off-white color. And then I'm gonna hold it with the Touch Me Mohair in the same color. This stuff is so soft and fluffy, oh my gosh. It's not like proper mohair because it does have 54% baby alpaca, 22% super kid mohair, and 24% mulberry silk. So it's not a traditional mohair, but it's very fuzzy and nice. And I love the Finita yarn. We know this. This has been known. But it is, I do find with the other sweaters that the other sweater that I have that's not held with a mohair or a Surrey alpaca, it does pill a little bit. So I think this is gonna be a really excellent combo together. And then for the stripes, again, I have Finita yarn in black, and then the Touch Me Mohair in black as well. And I think it's going to be a very classy sweater. It does have a mock neck to it, and I just love a classic white sweater with black stripes. I think it's going to look classy. But yeah. Oh, the Finita yarn is 70% merino wool and 30% baby alpaca, and it's also very, very soft. Again, I knit the tri-cable cardigan in that yarn in the color beige, and it's one of my favorite sweaters. And I also knit the Sheer V sweater by Jessie May in Finita, held with the fuzzy yarn in natural, and I love that sweater so much. I wear it like constantly, so I knew I couldn't go wrong with the Finita yarn. So yeah, I think that's all my yarn acquisitions. That was a lot. I have put myself on a yarn buying ban until the end for the rest of the year, which is like less than a month. But I am going to Montreal for Christmas, like I said, and I asked my brother to get me a gift card for my French accent is terrible. Espace Tricot. Yeah, that sounds horrible, but so I've been creeping their website, and I hope he follows through on that, because that would just be great. So yeah, I might do a little bit of nitty chatty time because it's about 45 minutes, so we got a bit of time. So yeah, how's everybody doing? How's life? Again, we got a dumping of snow last night, and then the night before it had snowed a ton and then rained, so then buses were canceled for kids. Oh my gosh, tangle. There we go. So I've been trying not to leave the house too much because the roads are probably wild. People seem to forget what it's like to drive in snow when it comes back around. And it's not like it's an occasional thing. It's Canada. We get a lot of snow. But yeah, people do be wild when they drive sometimes. But yeah, so mostly just been working and knitting. I've visited a few friends, which is nice since things are a little bit more open, which has been lovely. It's been so nice to talk to my friends again. I feel like I've become even more introverted than before, which I didn't know was possible. Well, I have everything I could ever want in my house. I've got mountains of yarn, I've got my kitty, I've got tea, so what more do I need? I have been watching a lot of knitting podcasts lately. It's been a little bit crazy. I've been, again, trying to find more that I just really, really love. I started watching the Heather and Hops podcast, which I really enjoy. And I really love her little kitty too. She's so cute. And I've become obsessed with the Kroy podcast. She also knits with a little bit more budget-friendly yarn, which is really nice, and I really need to get into that a little bit more. It's so hard though, especially when I have tabs and tabs open on my phone of yarn that I want to buy, and patterns, and people make too many beautiful patterns. It's very rude. But yeah, I am excited to go to Montreal for Christmas. I think that's gonna be really fun. This is the first year I've been away from my parents for Christmas, so it'll be different, but I think it'll be okay. We're gonna video chat with them and everything, and my brother and I and his partner are gonna do like a vegetarian Christmas dinner and open presents. And I love Montreal. I'd love to live there. I just don't speak very good French, as you could tell with my pronunciation of Esthetic. Ugh, horrible. You'd think because I was Canadian and they taught us French all through your grade 4 to grade 8, I'd be better at it, but they don't teach you much actual pronunciation. It's more so about the writing, which is like, what's the point? It's way more important to be able to speak it than be able to write it. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see what little yarn shops are there. I've been there quite a bit, but I was not as obsessed with knitting and yarn as I am now, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a run around. I'll be in Montreal a couple days before Christmas and then a couple days after Christmas, and then I'm gonna come back just to do some work and stuff, so I'm not away from my clients for too long. My life's kind of boring right now. Again, just watching podcasts, rewatching all of Knitting Traditions podcasts. It's getting a little bit crazy. But yeah, I will probably let you guys go because I don't have too much to say. Thanks for watching if you did watch. Obviously I don't know if anybody's watching. But it's appreciated if you do. If you are watching, if you make it all the way to the end, now that's impressive. Give me a like. Subscribe if you'd like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are working on. I love to hear about what everybody's working on. I love scrolling through other podcasts and seeing what the other people are working on or advice that they have. People are so smart. They always have such good advice. So, yeah. Well, enjoy your day. Hope you have a good day, month. Hope you have a good holiday. I probably won't film another one until the new year. The new year, that seems crazy. I don't know where 2021 went, but it really flew by. So yeah, again, have a good day, have a good week, have a good month, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.